Hi Stampers from Virginia and West Virginia. My name is Kathy Winter and I'm a demonstrator in Chesapeake, Virginia. And for many reasons, I don't do Facebook Lives, but I do YouTube videos and I have a YouTube channel. So I thought it was about time that I made a video and shared it here. And today I'm going to show these cute, I think they're cute, really simple, but a nice little fun fold Christmas cards using the Snowman Season stamp set. Now this has been around for a while. It's in the current annual catalog. And if you remember when it first came out, it had that cute designer series paper with it. And I thought, what am I going to do without that paper? But I came up with quite a few ideas. So if you stay to the end or fast forward through all this until you get to the end, I have like 14 more projects to show that I made with this set. Additionally, if you stay until the end, or if not, if you just comment on which card you like the best, we're going to call this one the green card. It just opens up like this. And we'll call this one the red card. It just has an extra little flap. If you comment which one that you like the best, then I'll pick 2 winners and I'll send the cards to you. Okay, just want to see if anybody's watching and get some engagement. Okay, so both of these cards start with this layering circles stamped image of the snowman. This is the favorite image in here. Of course, the stamp set has the punch that coordinates with this image. And then we have this little guy here. I wanted to show you on the layering dies, the layering circles, what I do is when I get a set like this, I number them from the smallest to the largest. So this little one here is number 1. And then this one over here is number 2, and then it goes back for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the same with the scallops. To me, that makes sense because the smallest one, like a small child, is 1, and then as it get bigger, you get a higher number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that way, when I write my instructions, I'll say number 7, which is what we used for the white circles. It's the number 7, and then the number 7 scallop. The other way, as you can see, it's the one on the outside, not the biggest one. But sometimes when I see directions, I get confused on which one it is. So that's what I do, is I number them from smallest to largest, and we're using the number 7 plain for the white, and then the 7 scalloped for the red. So that's just what I do, and a little tip to maybe get organized or to know what you're doing. So let's get started on the cards. I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to start with a piece of real red 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and I'm going to score. Okay, I know I probably use my trimmer different than everybody else, but many reasons this is what I do. But I'm going to put it in here the long way. So this is the 11-inch here, and then the 8.5 is at the bottom, and we're going to just score it first at 4 1/4. So we're going to do the scoring first. And then I'm going to turn it, and we're going to cut it in half at 5 1/2. So I'm going to cut it. Okay. Now, one of these pieces, we're going to cut off 1 inch. So when I'm just cutting off 1 inch, I like to slide over this way and cut off 1 inch. That's right. I'm going to set that aside for now. That's going to be for actually the piece that you cut off, we're going to score that in half at 2 3/4, or you could just fold it in half, but I'm going to do a nice little score mark. That's going to be for the one that flips open. And then the other card, let me see my notes. We want to cut off 2 inches. Now the 2 inches doesn't go on that side, so we got to come over here and cut off 2 inches. And then this piece is just going to be for another project. All right, so let me put away my trimmer and we'll start with this card. Okay, so this is the one that I cut off 2 inches from. These are really super simple, but I think they're cute. Okay, then I took a piece of Designer Series paper, 2 by 5 1/4. So this is 5 1/4. That leaves a little border all around. Now originally I made it a little bigger, but the 2 inches gets the most bang for your buck out of your 12 by 12 paper. So you could get 6 cards going across. It's a great way to make a lot of cards from that paper. So I am going to just adhere this down. Now I am going to use the Stamp and Seal. I know a lot of people don't like this, but my tip is you do not have to press very hard at all. Once you get it going, I mean, it's like almost not even pressing it at all. It's just like rolling it across. And then when I get to the end, I just slide it off. Don't pick it up or anything like that. But I think the problem is too many people are used to the snail that you pressed, and you don't need to. Just very, 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 very light touch on that. So I'm going to put this on here with, like I said, an even 1/8 border all around. And then on the inside, I have it so that you can see Merry Christmas at the bottom. And then when you open up, I put the inside greeting up at the top. And there's still room to sign your name without that showing if you're very careful. So this piece for the inside is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Now, I'm not at home. I'm away at the ocean front for a few days. So I forgot my Stampin' Pierce mat, which I like to put under the photopolymer when I stamp, but I think this will be okay. So I'm going to put the Merry Christmas down at the bottom. And then I'm going to take a minute to clean this off because the red staining bothers me, but if I can get it cleaned up right away, it seems to not be so bad. I've used this lots and lots and lots, and it's not solid red like you sometimes see with that. Okay, then the other stamp, oh, I didn't have that one out. Hoping this season brings heartwarming memories. Let me get that real quick. I'll put that in the same block. And then, like I said, we want to sort of stamp that towards the top so that it'll be underneath the flap. Okay. So this, again, this is real red. The paper, the Designer Series paper that I'm using is Heartwarming Hugs. It was in last year's holiday catalog, and it's carrying over to this year's holiday catalog. I didn't get my pre-order yet, but I had some of that left over. So then we're just going to adhere that inside. So again, once you get this started, it's just a super light touch. And I still put a lot down because I just don't want it to come up. And then that's going to go on the inside. Again, with a nice even border. Okay, now when you stamp the snowman, I'm going to go ahead and stamp one, but I actually have it done ahead of time for the project. But I just wanted to point out, this again is the 7 from the layering circles. I will measure it for you if you're a measurer. It's 2 and not quite 3/4, so probably 5/8. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 2 and 5/8 circle. But you know, whatever you have, use it. So, but when I did stamp this, I used the Memento because I colored with blends. If you're going to color with pencils or markers, you need to use the StazOn. And then with the photopolymer, it's really easy to see. Some of them I stamped the whole image on, and some I put that top snowflake off just to give it a different, to get more of the things across the bottom. So there's two different ways. If you look at this one at the top, I'll show you here. It's just minor differences, but whatever works for you or whatever you like, whatever floats your boat, you go with it. Okay, sorry, like I said, I'm not going to color that because that's like watching paint dry. So I'm going to take my card. So here's one I already colored. I used Real Red and Mossy Meadow, and of course Pumpkin Pie for the nose. And on this one, I will use the liquid glue just because it's just a teeny little bit of scallop that shows on the outside. So I want to be able to get that right where I want it. So do that. And then you're going to hold this closed and figure out like sort of where you want this. And then we're going to turn it over, making sure his hat's at the top. And this is to get your dimensionals in the right place. And I do not skimp on my dimensionals. I don't know why some people do. I just don't like anything to flatten out. I want this to be popped up, but just the top, because you want to be able this to be free to open. So I put on 5 dimensionals there. And because I held it this way, it just lets me keep them above, make sure they're on this flap and not down here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down, and the first card is done. How easy was that? Okay, so then the second card, where we cut the 1 inch off, this is going to be the front like this, where the piece is cut off. Now for this one, I started with a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 designer series paper. Again, 4 inches is a nice number because you can get 4, 8, 12 across a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So 4 by 5 1/4, and then I just cut that inch off, and I'm going to flip that over. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on the front. Again, just light and slide. If you don't like this, I encourage you to give it another try and to just try that light touch and slide it off. Okay, now before we do the inside, we're going to put this flap on the inside. Okay, so we kind of want it centered because our scallop is going to be like that. All right, so I think I'll just go ahead and do this. You might want to do the wet glue to make it stick a little bit better if you're worried, but because we don't want that to come apart. Okay, and then on the inside of this one, I put the Let It Snow here and the Merry Christmas here. Now I already stamped the Let It Snow. This is a little bit smaller than the one we stamped on for the snowman. So this is a number 6 and this is a number 7. Remember how I showed you I did that? And then this piece, let's see what this is. If you're interested, I am going to have a tutorial. This is 3 by 5 1/4. I will have a written tutorial if you go to my, either email me or go to my blog. I will be posting this some point after this posts on, oh gosh, the West Virginia Stamper page. And if you're interested, I'll have all the measurements. This barely fits across, so you just got to be careful, but that's what's great about these photopolymer sets. I wasn't crazy about photopolymer at first, but there are definitely some advantages, and that's one of them. You can see exactly where you're stamping, and for something like that is really important. Again, I'm just going to get this wiped off as quickly as I can to keep the really massive staining from happening. Okay, so then this is going to go in here, and I have it so that they touch. This is that 1 by 5 1/4 that we cut off. I think I'm going to glue that piece down first, and again, it's the opposite of the one that's on the front. We just cut it and flipped it over. Now, if you don't like what's on the back, you can just cut another piece of another pattern, but it makes it easy when it use that 4-inch piece. And this I'm going to put right up against that. The only thing is that sometimes that doesn't start right away. And I usually get that silicone sheet out, but again, it's something I didn't remember to bring with me when I came out here for my little mini vacation. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. Just put that right up against it. And then the snowman is going to be attached to the scallop. I use liquid glue for that. And this way you can also rub it around a little bit. But there's very little bit of that scallop that shows through. So now on this one, what I'm going to do is put the dimensionals right here, so I know they don't get on this part or this part. If I put it on there, that could happen. So I'm going to put these 2 dimensionals right here on the flap. And then I'm going to just put that on top. Okay, and then when you open this up, this kind of hides that piece there too. And because that's popped up here, I'm going to put my dimensionals around here so that this is popped up too. So we'll just put one there, one there, one down there, because this is already popped up. And I think what I'll do is also, I just cut my nails so I couldn't get them up, put a little bit of this there to get that to stick. Okay, this I used the Real Red for Let It Snow. This is in the same stamp set, and the Balmy Blue Flowers, or Snowflakes. Now, I think the first time I might have stamped off, and that's full strength. Okay, and that one's done. Wasn't that quick? And you have 2 cards. I think they're great to mass produce. You can make them look all different depending on what paper you used. Don't forget to leave a comment. Tell me if you like the red one best. Look on this red, this green, and I would love to send these out to somebody. Okay, now here, let me show you the cards that I made with this stamp set. And these will eventually be, some of them will be on my blog, but a lot of them you can just look at them and figure out what to do. So this is really super simple for a beginner stamper. I just cut a piece of DSP here, the white cardstock just stamped right on there, stamped the Merry Christmas, colored in his hat. Really great card for a beginner stamper, simple. And then I'd like to decorate the inside, so I decorated that with the Designer Series paper. All right, this one is just, again, Designer Series paper, cardstock. I did use the punch on the snowman here, and I'm not crazy about the green snowflakes. You can let me know what you think about that too. I'm not sure I like this one, but I think it was something I saw on Pinterest. Again, the green snowflakes and decorate on the inside. Some of them I like to leave where I write something, or it could be a thank you card, so I don't usually put the greetings inside. All right, this one I also use, because there's so much paper, I also decorated a lot of my envelopes with the Designer Series paper. This one here, the cardstock is torn. Designer Series paper, punch, stamp your inside. This one is crumb cake. Oh, put that picture. Crumb cake here. I stamped with Versamark and used white embossing powder. I stamped this image with the white and the words with the white, or Versamark with white embossing powder. He embossed it. And then I stamped this on a scrap and Fussy cut it out so he's popped up. I just thought that was kind of neat. I saw that on Pinterest. Not my idea. Another one I saw on Pinterest, this was from Stamptastic Designs, Laura Mackey from the UK. And I will be doing a video on this one on my YouTube channel. This one I tore a mask, and then I used the blending brushes to blend in that blue, oh my gosh, I need to get that in frame, blue sky. All three of these, of course, the punch, this one's punched out. These are stamped and Fussy cut out, but also stamped on the white, and they're all raised up. I just think that one's really, really cute. And so I don't even miss the Designer Series paper because I think that's my favorite. All right, then here's some more with the heartwarming hugs. It's very similar to the one with the flap, except it doesn't have the flap. It's just all on the front of the card. And then the same one, but I just put I meant to put the paper on this side. The first time I made it, I put it on the wrong side, so. Whatever, sorry, I'm not in camera. I'm not at home, so I'm not used to this. Okay, I wanted to, when I make my cards, I like to use every stamp in the set and every paper in the pack of paper. So this is just featuring some of the Designer Series paper that's in that Heartwarming Hugs paper pack. Now here's a really super simple one. I have a YouTube video on this. It's my most watched YouTube video, has over 1,000 views. Super duper simple, but I think people like that when you're making a lot of cards. And of course it changes on depending on what paper you use. Looks different. This is a gift card. Opens up, your gift card would go over here. And then when I first started with this stamp set, I was doing the blues. So this is stamped right on the paper and colored in the blue. And then this one is with the, I think it's Midnight Muse, the 6x6 pack of paper, the in colors, and stamped the snowflakes. Not sure about those. That's when I went to the Designer Series paper. Okay, because this stamp set has a to and a from, I made some tags. This tag is actually left over from the first time that we did it, but all these here are using the current, well, the paper right there. So there's just some tags that you could use that stamp set for. And then the last thing is I also try to do some kind of 3D, and this is just one of those hot chocolate pouches. Super quick and easy little gift to make. So there you have it. Thanks so much for watching. Again, if you leave a comment, let me know which of those cards you like. I will send them out. And I would love for you to follow me on YouTube. If you go to my blog, Ladies Stamp A Lot, there'll be a link there to my YouTube channel, or you can just Google or search for Ladies Stamp A Lot on YouTube, and you should find me there. So thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you again sometime soon.